In today's day and age, minimizing your risk of being a target for online hackers is top of mind for many. With the start of a new school year comes the responsibility of setting up new online accounts, mobile devices, as well as online banking. While this can be overwhelming, there are ways to protect yourself and ensure privacy while using wireless technologies. Here this morning is Professor in Computer Science, Dr. Srini Sampalli, joining us this morning to chat about cybersecurity. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrea.
Thanks so much for being here.
Lovely to be here. Thank you for having me on your show.
Of course. I know we've been corresponding over the last couple of weeks, so it's nice to finally get you in. I know, kind of just to start, can you actually explain to us and to everybody at home just some of the top emerging cyber threats that are actually out there?
Let me start with the good news, bad news with regard to cybersecurity.
Okay.
Here's the good news. Yes, we can all be 100% cyber attack proof. But here's not so good news, and this is from the words of Gene Spafford, and I paraphrase it, he's a security expert. He says, the only truly secure computer is one that is powered off, cast in a block of concrete, and sealed in a lead-lined room protected with armed guards. Let's face it, we are living in a highly connected and digitally exhausting world. So if I were to pick some of the top emerging cyber threats, I would put mobile technologies, mobile devices up there. Take a look around. We have cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, infrared, radio frequency, near-field communication, sensor networks, even body area networks, like all the gadgets we wear.
Right.
Many of these wireless devices cannot be as cryptographically secure as their wired counterparts. I'd also put ransomware as an emerging cyber threat. You have heard that in the recent months it has created havoc across the world. Ransomware is a kind of virus that gets infiltrated into your computer when you download an attachment that contains it, or you click a link from a nefarious website. And once inside your computer, it starts to encrypt all your files, and the only way to get them back is to pay a ransom, which is usually demanded in the form of Bitcoin, which keeps the payee anonymous.
Which we've seen too with a lot of the series, HBO and things like that too. They're requesting the money.
Huge impact. And there's been a 600% increase in ransomware just in the past year.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Major universities, hospitals, business organizations, government agencies, and even individuals have been hacked. I would also put the rise in social media as an emerging cyber threat. Can't imagine the amount of digital information that we put out there, including our own personal information. Did you know that there's 400 hours of, or rather 500 hours of YouTube video that's posted every single minute? And
every minute?
Every minute. And
wow.
That's 499 hours are all cat videos, obviously. But we are leaving a really large digital footprint. And it's this large footprint that attracts hackers. It's a rich minefield for hackers to cause identity thefts and other kinds of online attacks.
Lots of really great information there. And I think, as you mentioned off the top, it's great that we live in a world now that we're seeing so much, or so many advances, I guess, in technology. But as you mentioned, sometimes there is that downfall. Right. So how is advancing technology impacting all of this?
Surprisingly, despite the advances in technology, or perhaps I should say, because of the advances in technology, we are seeing an increase in cyber threats. Let me give you just one example.
Okay.
Take our smartphone. Can you imagine going through a single day without your smartphone?
I can personally.
You can?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, then you're an exception. But most of us cannot. And take a look at our kids these days, the younger generation. They are almost addicted to the smartphone.
Right, and it's starting at a younger age. Because I didn't even have a cell phone, I don't think, till I was in grade 12.
There you go. And we are using this device for almost our everyday, daily activities. And what we little know is the amount of information that your smartphone collects through its sensors and all the third-party apps. If you're asked, how much does the smartphone know about you? The answer is probably more than your spouse or your partner or your closest friend. Think about it.
Well, those ads pop up that are tailored to your
Not
viewing?
just the ads, all the sensors, like the location sensors and so many other things. Like it knows who you are, where you are, where you have been, who you met, contactless, what you bought, what you ate, where you bought, whether you went to the gym, and even your personal mood. But the important question is, who is it sharing this information?
Right.
When you download those third-party apps, what permissions are you giving away? If your fitness app requires access to your camera, and your phone messages, that doesn't sound right, does it?
No, and I think just quickly here to wrap things up, we have
Yeah.
about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Tell us maybe your best tip for people to kind of minimize their risk of being a target.
Well, number one is education. We need to educate ourselves. We need to be aware. And more importantly, we need to start teaching our kids about cyber safety at a very young age. Number two, protection. We need to put the proper safeguards in place. We need to have the proper backups in place. And number three, vigilance. It's not about being paranoid, but we need to be, if something odd goes on on your device or computer, we need to bring it to the attention of somebody who can take precautions. And I don't want to leave your audience with a sense that there is uncertainty in cyberspace. I strongly believe that technology and people can work together to find solutions. So there is hope.
Excellent, and that's a great place to leave it. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you very much, Andrea. It was a pleasure.